Andrew Berry, during his pre-draft availability today, was asked about how they evaluate the quarterbacks and how much into the future they do that.
We do, particularly with quarterback, we do look at those classes 2 years at a time as opposed to 1 year at a time. So it is something that we think about, but there's also a lot that changes from year to year. So it's not like that can necessarily be set in stone. Players take a step forward in their growth, some take a step back, and some come out of nowhere. So you can't necessarily use that as a hard and fast rule, but it is something that we like to have, we like to think about in the background.
Let's welcome in Tim Bielik from the Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com. Tim, I play that because people that think it's as simple as, well, don't play well and go get Arch Manning. There's a pretty good chance that Arch Manning is going to go back and play another season of college football because that's kind of what the Mannings do. and he hasn't taken a dime of NIL money because he's the backup. So don't assume Arch Manning's going to be he's going to be the number one pick in next year's draft.
Yeah, and I just want to say about the Arch Manning stuff, I get that he's an elite prospect. I want to see him play more than 2 or 3 games before I get super duper hyped about him. Like, the hype is amazing. I'm sure the talent is incredible. I need to see him out there. I need him to actually go out there and make things happen on a football field before I'm ready to, anoint him right in this quarterback class, this upcoming quarterback class for 2027, which is already looking pretty darn good right now with DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola, among others, really impressing in their first seasons. But yeah, what Andrew Berry said about this class is about looking ahead to 2026 is interesting because we can go back a year ago looking at 2025. There was talk about Shedeur Sanders and Carson Beck kind of competing for QB1 in this class, and Carson Beck stayed in school, went to Miami because his 2024 didn't go well, and he has an elbow injury that kept him out of Georgia's playoff game. And then you look at the rest of the class. Quinn Ewers took a big step backwards. Jalen Milroe didn't take the step forward I think we all thought he was going to. Drew Aller, even though there were overtures heading towards the playoff that if he had a good playoff he could enter the draft as well, but he didn't end his season well. He didn't play well in that Orange Bowl against Notre Dame, and he's still in school for another season. And then you also have Cam Ward, who's kind of a relative unknown, jumping all the way out to pretty much be the guy where if he doesn't go number 1 to the Titans, it would be an absolute shocker. So you can have names down as far as quarterbacks in 2026, but we need to see them play some games in the fall. We need to see how they handle the draft cycle spotlight and who shines bright in it and who kind of fades away in that pressure.